Imagine standing on the edge of a roaring cascade of mist, or strolling under fall colors along a seaside cliff. Canada's wonders are endless. From ocean to mountains, Canada dazzles with vibrant cities and wild landscapes. We've scoured coast to coast to bring you the top 10 best places to visit in Canada. Sit back, relax, and stick around to find out which breathtaking spot snags the #1 rank. You won't want to miss it. 10. Nova Scotia's Atlantic Charms, Peggy's Cove and Cabot Trail. Our countdown kicks off on Canada's rugged east coast. At number 10 is Nova Scotia's Peggy's Cove and Cabot Trail. Picture a candy-striped lighthouse perched on massive granite boulders at Peggy's Cove, surrounded by crashing Atlantic surf. It's one of the most photographed lighthouses in Atlantic Canada. Explore the wind-swept coastline and colorful fishing villages, and don't miss the famous Celtic music and fresh seafood. Lobster and mussels abound here. Meanwhile, the Cabot Trail on Cape Breton Island offers a 300-kilometer loop of coastal drive, often hailed as one of the world's most scenic, with ocean vistas, red cliffs, and breezy highland forests. Whether you paddle a kayak in calm coves, hike the Cape Breton Highlands, or simply savor panoramic sunsets over the Gulf of St. Lawrence, Nova Scotia serves up warm, maritime hospitality and a rugged beauty that feels like a hidden jewel. 9. Bay of Fundy marvel, highest tides on Earth. Slide over to New Brunswick and Nova Scotia for number 9, the Bay of Fundy. This narrow Atlantic inlet is famous for having the world's highest tides, around 16 meters, 52 feet, difference between low and high tide. Imagine watching billions of tons of water rushing in and out every 6 hours, enough to rival all the world's rivers, sculpting dramatic sea stacks and fossil cliffs along the shore. At Hopewell Rocks, you can wander on the rocky seabed at low tide and peer up at flower pot pillars carved by the waves. In summer, whale-watching boats cruise these waters. Humpback and minke whales glide by, feeding on plankton-rich waters. It's a natural wonderland for hikers and photographers, with the lush Fundy coast and nearby Fundy National Park offering waterfalls, red sandstone gorges, and sweeping ocean panoramas. Cultural festivals, think frog jumping contests and seafood feasts, add to the charm, making the Bay of Fundy a unique must-see. 8. Jasper National Park, Alberta, Rocky Mountain Wilderness. Heading west now to the heart of the Canadian Rockies, number 8 is Jasper National Park, Alberta. At 11,000 kilometers, Jasper is the largest national park in the Rockies. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Gem filled with towering peaks, glaciers of the massive Columbia Icefield, and mirror-like alpine lakes. Imagine paddling on Malign Lake, framed by snow-capped Mount Edith Cavell, or hiking through fragrant pine forests as elk and bighorn sheep graze nearby. In winter, the park becomes a wonderland of ice falls and steaming hot springs. At night, Jasper's skies truly shine. The park is the second largest dark sky preserve on Earth, so you can witness the Milky Way and auroras with crystal clarity. Don't miss Athabasca Falls thundering through limestone, or a ride up the Jasper Tramway for epic panoramas. Whether it's wildlife spotting, stargazing, or winding along the Icefields Parkway, linking Jasper to Banff through postcard-perfect scenery, Jasper is a wild paradise you won't forget. 7. Whistler, British Columbia Alpine Adventure. At number 7, we find Whistler, BC, Canada's adventure capital. Nestled in coastal mountains north of Vancouver, Whistler Blackcomb is North America's largest ski resort. In winter, it's a snowy playground with 800+ skiable acres, world-class slopes, and an adrenaline rush around every snowy corner. Hop on the Peak 2 Peak Gondola, the record-breaking glass-peaked cable car linking Whistler and Blackcomb Mountains with jaw-dropping valley views below. In summer, these slopes turn into hiking and mountain biking trails, alpine meadows bursting with wildflowers. The vibrant pedestrian Whistler Village, with its European-style chalets, shops and restaurants, buzzes year-round. After a day of adventure, soothe your legs in an outdoor hot tub or stroll Lost Lake Park amid towering evergreens. Fun fact, Whistler often hosts over 2 million visitors a year. Whether you crave heart-pounding fun or serene mountain vistas, Whistler delivers on every front. 6. Quebec City, Quebec, European Old World charm, climb to 6, and you're in Quebec City. Think of Quebec City as Canada's Europe in North America. Its old town, Vieux-Québec, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, designated 1985, complete with cobblestone streets, 17th-century ramparts, and the towering Chateau Frontenac Hotel overlooking the St. Lawrence River. You might feel like you've stepped into a French postcard. Wander the upper town's plazas, see street performers, and dip into cozy cafes serving poutine or crepes. The lower town's Petit Champlain district is equally enchanting, with boutique shops and ivy-clad walls. Quebec City also boasts natural beauty. Nearby, Montmorency Falls plunges 83 meters taller than Niagara, with a historic suspension bridge overhead. The city's festivals add flair too. Snow sculptures and winter carnival in February, or the summer festival d'été de Québec with music and fireworks. For a blend of history, romance, and joie de vivre, Quebec City is hard to beat. 5. Montreal, Quebec. The city of festivals, coming in at 5, is Montreal, Quebec's vibrant metropolis. Canada's second-largest city, Montreal, buzzes with energy and multicultural flair. On the menu, mouth-watering bagels, the Montreal style, poutine stands, and a mix of French and international cuisine. The historic cobblestones of Old Montreal, with its grand basilica Notre Dame, contrast with the hip cafes of Plateau Mont-Royal. Above it all rises Mount Royal, a forested hill with city views, a favorite spot for picnics and sunsets. Montreal wears its creative side proudly. In 2006, it was even named a UNESCO City of Design, thanks to its edgy street art and architecture. Festivals are a way of life here. The Jazz Fest and Just for Laughs, Comedy Fest draw global crowds each year. Summer brings the Saint Laurent riverfront, parks and cool terraces, while winter offers ice skating in snow-dusted parks. With its fusion of North American and European vibes, plus a friendly bonjour to everyone, Montreal keeps hearts warm and itineraries full. 4. Toronto, Ontario, cosmopolitan mosaic. At number 4, Toronto, the largest city in Canada by population. Metro 6.2 million as of 2021. Toronto's skyline is unforgettable, crowned by the towering 553-meter CN Tower, once the tallest freestanding structure in the world. Take the glass elevator up for 360-degree panoramas of Lake Ontario and city streets below. This city is Canada's crossroads of culture. Chinatown, Little India, Greektown, and more, all on one transit map. Dive into the historic Distillery District with its brick warehouses turned into boutiques and art galleries, or catch a Blue Jays baseball game at the stadium. Island Park's ferry ride offers a peaceful escape across the lake. Don't forget nightlife, from theatre in the entertainment district to live music on Queen Street West. And just outside the city awaits Canada's wine country, the Niagara Peninsula, and, of course, Niagara Falls. In short, Toronto's blend of skyscrapers, diversity, and lakefront parks makes it an urban adventure where something exciting lurks around every corner. 3. Vancouver, British Columbia, ocean meets mountains, is Vancouver, BC, where ocean vistas meet majestic evergreens. This West Coast gem is framed by snow-capped mountains and water, Picture Stanley Park, a 400-hectare rainforest park within city limits. It's so big and lush that it's larger than New York's Central Park. Rent a bike and pedal along the seawall for postcard views of the Lions Gate Bridge and Vancouver skyline. Take a sea ferry to Granville Island's public market or to historic Steveston Village to sample fresh salmon. Grouse Mountain looms above, with hiking in summer and skiing in winter. And the Capilano Suspension Bridge swings high above a lush canyon. Vancouver's multicultural flair shines in its food. Sushi, dim sum, and Pacific Northwest specialties abound. Don't miss the totem poles at Brockton Point or a sunset cocktail at English Bay. On a clear day, the North Shore Mountains even reveal distant Mount Baker across the border. With its temperate climate and blend of city life with wilderness, Vancouver captures the heart of every traveler. 2. Niagara Falls, Ontario. Thunderous icon gliding in at the two is one of Canada's most famous sights, Niagara Falls. Straddling the US-Canada border, Niagara's Horseshoe Falls thunder 57 meters down, pouring a phenomenal 168,000 cubic meters of water over the edge every minute during peak flow. The roar is thunderous, and the mist, plus frequent rainbows, will kiss your face as you cruise the Maid of the Mist boat right under the falls. On the Canadian side, view the spectacle from the lush Niagara Falls Park and the illuminated promenade. Nearby, Niagara-on-the-Lake exudes old-world charm with heritage buildings and Ontario's finest wineries in the surrounding vineyards. Adventure seekers can zip-line above the gorge or soar on the Niagara Skywheel. The local culture is ripe with history too. Fort George tells of the War of 1812, and festivals like the Shore Festival celebrate great theatre. By night, the falls are lit in spectacular colors, so the show never really ends. Nature's raw power here is addictive, making Niagara Falls a must-see wonder that feels almost otherworldly. 1. Banff National Park, Alberta. Rocky Mountain majesty and the #1 spot goes to Banff National Park in Alberta, Canada's very first national park, established 1885. Banff sprawls over 6,600 kilometers of Rocky Mountain splendor, with jagged peaks, glaciers, and turquoise lakes that seem too perfect to be real. Imagine waking up at Lake Louise, the water a brilliant teal fed by glacial rock flower, with Victoria Glacier towering beyond. Hike through wildflower meadows up to Moraine Lake in the Valley of the Ten Peaks. It's been voted one of the most beautiful lakes on Earth. In the town of Banff itself, you can soak in the steaming Banff Upper Hot Springs with a mountain panorama, or ride the Banff Gondola for 360 views, including nearby snowy Mount Rundle. Wildlife is abundant too. Elk often wander the streets, and if you're lucky, you might spot a grizzly or two. From the historic Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel, the castle in the Rockies, to the scenic Icefields Parkway, linking to Jasper, Banff offers a little bit of everything. It's easy to see why over 4 million visitors come each year. Ultimately, Banff's combination of wild adventure and postcard-perfect scenery earns it Canada's top travel crown. Shh. Thanks for coming along on this tour of Canada's greatest sights. Which of these amazing destinations is on your bucket list? Drop a comment below and let us know. If you enjoyed the journey, please hit that like button and subscribe for more travel adventures. And don't forget to ring the bell so you won't miss our next countdown of world wonders. Want to see more fascinating islands around the world? Click on the link above and visit the most amazing islands around the world.